Hello, welcome back to another episode of Chapter Chat. I'm your host, Jazz, and this is my co host, Stephanie.
Hey, hola mi gente. How are you guys? We are glad to be back with our fourth episode. Jazz, can you believe it that we're still doing this, chatting about books? This is so great.
No, and it's so much fun actually, so I'm loving it.
Same. So why don't we just hop right into it? No delays. We are in the end of July, early August, guys. Like, Jazz, how is it that we're almost at the end of summer? We've got weeks left. Crazy.
Yeah, I just like
Um,
time to slow down a little bit.
Right? Oh God, just please let me enjoy these next couple of weeks. But with that coming up, like I've been thinking about summer reads. What what great summer reads I've read in the past. Might actually revisit now that I'm thinking about it. And actually, I don't know if you've read it yet, but Natasha Bishop's Only for the Week is probably my hands down my favorite summer beach read. It gives me all the vibes. Only for the Week follows Janelle as she heads to Mexico for her sister's destination wedding. Sounds great, except the groom is Janelle's ex. Ill. But it's actually totally fine because she's totally over him. And she's over him so much more that she gets under his best friend while in Mexico, Rome Martin, who then proceeds to give her the week of her life down in Mexico. Wine and dining, yachts, books. I mean, the whole nine yards. He treats her like a complete queen. And Jazz, honestly, 2 years after I read this book, Rome is still one of my top book boyfriends. I mean, he is just chef kiss, has all of it. We love a man who has money and loves to spend it on us, right?
Right?
So he's definitely a fave. But that book gives so much vibes. It's down in Mexico. They do really summery things and tropical things down there. So it definitely gives me that whole summer vibe, vacation feel. Um, Such a great book. If you haven't read it yet, I highly suggest it. It's Only for the Week by Natasha Bishop. And that's actually one of my favorite summer reads. What about you, Jazz? Any particular summer read recommendations you have?
Sure. I do have Only for the Week in my book list. So I just haven't read it yet, so I'm definitely going to be checking that out. But yeah, so for my recommendations, I went back through my library to pick out some of my favorite beach summer reads, just something that's light, easy to read and dig into. And I just found out that one of them has become a series, so there's more to read on that one. So I'm excited about that. It's a book called Wallbanger by Alice Clayton. It's really high up on my list. It's about this woman, Caroline Reynolds. She loves to bake in her free time, but she's an interior decorator by trade. She has this cool cat named Clive. He has his own personality, his own little attitude. I love Clive. So she moves into her boss's old apartment, and she has this disconnect in her life because she's been chasing the big O for some time. She lost it, and she can't tell if it was like the pizza delivery guy or her old boyfriend, but somehow she lost it. And of course, she misses it. But to make matters worse, her neighbor, Simon, whom she's never met, he's handing out plenty of them. So, and she hears this because their rooms are next to each other. So, Wallbanger comes in and she has sleepless nights because of this. And one day she confronts him because she's tired of the noise. Even like he has one person who meows and purrs, getting Clive all riled up. So it's a funny love story between the two, the photographer and the interior decorator. So it's a cute story. And then my other one is The Wedding Date by Jasmine Gallery. Alexa agrees to be a plus one at a wedding, and after being stuck in the elevator with him, his ex is getting married, so he can't go alone. They actually hit it off, and then when they have to go their separate ways back to their lives, they can't stop thinking about each other, so they find a way to make long distance work. And I think that Jasmine as a whole, she has a lot of good books out there that you could just take with you on a week long vacation and just enjoy it on the beach.
I absolutely agree. So it's funny because I've actually read The Wedding Date. It was my first Jasmine Guillory book, and I absolutely loved it. This, if I'm not mistaken, was one of those books that I started reading late in the day, and I think I was up to like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning reading it as though I didn't have to get up early for work. But it was such a good read that I just couldn't put it down. And I agree. That whole series following The Wedding Date, it's a great series. It's great for anybody looking for like has a long week vacation, like you said. Like you can just devour those books. They're so good. Also, your first recommendation. I mean, I love anything that has a sassy cat involved in it. So you kind of got me with Clive right there. That's the part of the recommendation that will always pull me in if you have a sassy cat, because I have a sassy cat in my house. So I love to read books that have a sassy cat partner in it.
Yeah, they have really good banter, so I really love it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna talk about our favorite reads for July. You know, for me, I'm still in study mode, so I decided to revisit The Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler. My my child asked me about it, so we started talking about it. So I decided to read it again because he's planning to read it. So it'll be a topic of discussion within the house here. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now and revisiting some of the old series that I've read before.
Okay. Yeah, actually July was a pretty slow month for me. I think I ended up just reading like maybe 5 or 6 books, but my absolute fave, 5 stars all the way, hands down. Cynthia A. Rodriguez has done it again. I got to read an arc of her novel, First Comes Amor, which releases August 1st, and it's an accidental pregnancy trope, which is usually not my thing. But after reading Love Fool last month, I had to hop on this and read her next book. So First Comes Amor follows Daniela, who actually gets knocked up off of a one night stand. She doesn't remember the guy. She doesn't remember his name. She doesn't know anything about him. It was very much a wham bam, thank you, ma'am type situation. Unfortunately, he left something behind. And so Danielle has this one night stand, barely remembers it. It is what it is. She moves on and starts seeing her new neighbor, Quentin. And after their first date, she realizes that she is pregnant with this rando's baby. And so she kind of tries to pull away and stop this whole train of affection between her and Quentin, and it just doesn't work. Quentin ends up being the most amazing man in that situation. Once he learns that she's pregnant and she's planning on going into this motherhood thing solo, he decides he's all in for the family thing and wants to just be there for her. And what follows throughout that book is just pure love, Jazz. I mean, he
Mhm.
is just so cute. He is a chef, so his love language is feeding, which is great because obviously a pregnant woman needs to eat.
Right.
So it was just such a beautiful little love story, so cute. And then every book needs their sass. Every book heroine needs her sassy best friend who's loud and out there and is going to be supportive no matter what. And she has that, and so I can't wait until the next book coming out, which is about her best friend, because that's going to be great. But Cynthia A. really has done a tremendous job with this one as well, and you can tell that book was a piece of her heart. She actually talks about how she wrote it while she was pregnant with her child. And so you can tell that book really came from her heart, and it's just such a cute love story. I highly recommend it, guys. First Comes Amor by Cynthia A. Rodriguez is just hands down was my favorite book last month. Um, so while we're on this express train of recommendations, Jazz, I've been thinking about guilty pleasures. Books that we've enjoyed, but then when we look back in retrospect, we like kind of side eye it, but we still pick it up over and over again because it's just so good. It's like a little happy place. And so last month, I want to say, um, one of my favorite book series was actually turned into a TV series on Passionflix. It's called The Black Dagger Brotherhood by J.R. Ward. Um, I watched that first season. I devoured it in one evening, and since then have been absolutely immersed in a reread of this series, which is terrible because there's like 20 plus books to the series, including a 4-book spinoff. But The Black Dagger Brotherhood by J.R. Ward is basically just a series following vampire warriors who are protecting their species from what they call lessers, which are basically just humans turned into soulless creatures who are hunting them down. And each book features a brother or a member of the warrior class or their little family, their vampire family, finding love and getting mated, and the trials and tribulations of being warriors and finding love. And there's a lot of like political angst. There's a lot of misogyny that they themselves are trying to turn over in their series, in their species. And I just really love the series. Um, but I've kind of cast aside everything else these past couple of weeks to do like this skim reread of the series because every time I try to pick up something else, it's just like, oh, but I really want to reread that scene where so and so got together in that book, and it's terrible. I've been so lost in the jazz, it's crazy.
I get it. I get it.
And then I actually have a second guilty pleasure, which is also supernatural. This is the YA supernatural series called The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. This book was actually also put into a movie that didn't do too well, and then it was later turned into a TV series on Freeform. They had about 3 seasons right before the pandemic, and unfortunately, with everything going on during the pandemic, they weren't able to continue. But this original series, The Mortal Instruments, is a 7-book series that later expanded into 5 additional trilogies, with the final one coming out next year, and then also 2 novella series and a short series of letters that she also posted on her Tumblr as a bridge between the last series and the series that's coming up next. So it's a very convoluted world, but it's basically the premise of the series. They are shadow hunters. They are protectors of what they call the shadow world, which is just the underworld of vampires, werewolves, warlocks, fairies. And they kind of are half human, half angels, and they are destined to protect the world from all this evil. And that first series, The Mortal Instruments, follows a 16-year-old girl named Clary who stumbles on the shadow world only to find out that she's actually a part of this world. She herself is descended from shadow hunters, but her mother ran away when she was pregnant with her in order to protect her, not only her and her daughter, but the world from what we later find out is Clary's lunatic birth father. And it just follows a cast of characters that are just so diverse and so cool and just 3-dimensional. Lots of banter, lots of friendship, lots of love, lots of growth from these kids, going through really heavy adult issues. And I just think it was a great book. I absolutely loved it. I don't know how many times I've done a series reread of all of these books. I actually have them prominently displayed in my little library area because I love this series so much. And like I said before, the last trilogy is supposed to be coming out next year, I believe, 2026. And I already know I absolutely will be doing a reread of the 20 plus books and stories in this world before those books come out, because I'm actually really super excited. Sad to see the Shadow World ending, but it is such a great series, and I'm glad that I own all the books because it's really like one of my happy places as well. So those are my two guilty pleasures, both supernatural. One is very, very adult with lots of smut and sexy times. And the other one is a YA one, which is completely on the other side of the spectrum, but just equally as good and drama filled and amazing.
Mhm.
So what about you, Jazz? Do you have any guilty pleasures?
Yeah, so I did see the Mortal Instruments movie, and I think, like, with the times today, they could probably really redo it and have it do well. If
Mhm.
it's done well, with the special effects and everything and market it correctly, it could probably do really well. Um, for me, I also have the guilty pleasure with the J.R. Ward series. It's there's so much wrong with it. I don't know that I would still read it again and again, but I have read it several times. I mean, in today's world, I currently tend to move away from the supernatural, but I really love that series. There were so many things wrong with it, but so many things right with it. So I call it, my guilty pleasure. I loved it. And now I'm discovering that there's more books in the series. So now I kind of want to go back and read some of the newer books, especially the spinoff, because it's been so long since it's been out. So I'm really interested to see what happened with with the kids and the new generation.
Highly suggested. But I'm low key obsessed with the series. So
Yeah, and then I the other one is the Zodiac series by Lisa Renee Jones. It's more of the sci-fi, which I do love, but it's about a group of soldiers that were genetically engineered and they called spliced with alien DNA. It reminded me a little of Dark Lovers, but with the humanoid alien type vibes. But it was really good. There was a few books in that series as well. I need to go back and look and see if they have more books added to it now, since it's been so long. But it's one of those that I go back to and reread because I tend to like uh, that sci-fi piece of cloning, genetically engineered aliens, things like that. So it's one of my top ones on my list that I revisit a lot.
that actually sounds really interesting. Soldiers that are genetically engineered with alien DNA.
Yeah,
That sounds like it should be a show on Sci-Fi Network. Like that sounds right up their alley.
it should be.
So what we're in the last month of the summer. I don't want to push us out of summer vibes, but with fall coming up right after that, do you have any fall recommendations or a book that gives you cozy fall feelings that you would recommend for someone?
I don't have anything off the top of my head right now. I've been thinking about this for next time. Like what really makes a cozy read? I think for me it's going to be ironically, it's going to be something that's more like a mystery thriller type vibes. Something that's along the lines of that, something that's really family oriented, holiday themed. Those are the types of things that I think about when I think of fall cozy corner type reads.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, I have this trilogy that I have to finish. I've only read the first book, Celeste Martin's Witchful Thinking. That was the first book of her trilogy. And I have the other two books waiting on my shelf to read. So I think those are going to be mine. They are very cozy, fall feeling books that I've been told. Paranormal love series, romance series, right up my alley. So I'm excited to read those this fall. That'll probably be what I try to focus on this fall. But yeah, I am still really in summer right now, so I think it might be time for a reread of Only for the Week because really now I have Rome Martin stuck in my head, and I just can't stop thinking about him. Honestly, so it might be time for another summer reread.
Okay, so we are about to wrap it up, but I just want to talk about some things that we're working on, of course, with TV Cave. I'm still working on Dexter and Beyond the Gates, of course, for Soapwire. I'll be working on The Girlfriend, a new series coming up on Amazon Prime, as well as The Butterfly. So, looking forward to catching up on those and giving you guys my thoughts and opinions on that. Do you have any projects coming up, Steph?
Yeah, obviously, I have really been behind on my reviews, unfortunately, and my arc reads. Unfortunately, this Black Dagger Brotherhood hole has really sucked me in. So I have my review for First Comes Amores coming out. Look for that in the next week or so, guys. And then I have a few other ones as well, but also going to be doing a overall review of the Black Dagger Brotherhood series that released on Passion Flix this summer. The first season follows the first book, Dark Lover. I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was probably the closest to the book that I've ever seen a TV or movie adaptation for. I mean, word for word, the clothes, the outfits, the mannerisms, all of it was just so on point with the book. So I really loved it. I'm gonna write a little overall review for that as well, guys. So definitely check that out. And then I guess that is it for this time, guys. It has been a pleasure chit chatting with you, Jazz, again about books and these awesome summer reads that we've had. Guys, don't forget to check out the TV Cave for all your reviews on books, TVs, and movies that are coming up, and our TV schedule that is also coming out for the new fall schedule, guys. So make sure you sign up to the for the newsletter so you guys are always up to date with what's going on, what's on TV, what's coming out in the movies, and what we're watching and reading. Again, I am Stephanie, mi gente. It has been a pleasure, Jazz.
Always a pleasure until episode 5.
See ya.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like there was something else I wanted to say. Uh, all right.